if you don't know who this is King Williams, one of the big people at the Chicago White Sox organization. He was instrumental in them winning their championship back in '05. I mean, he's been with the Sox for a number of years. Now, that woman sitting on his lap may look familiar to you if you live outside Chicago media market. That's Zoraida Zamlin. Excuse me, Zoraida Zamlin. I can never pronounce her last name right. She's originally from Chicago, born in Chicago. She worked at NBC. Then she went to CNN and she had that breast cancer scare. And because of the treatment was here, she had a doctor back here in Chicago, and she took a lot of time. I think that she thought it was probably better for her and her son from a previous relationship to move back to her home state of Illinois. So she's back working at NBC5. But that's if y'all recognize her from. She worked at CNN for I think about maybe a year or two at most. But they're dating. And the reason why I put her picture up to become a little bit clearer after I give my commentary. Yesterday, if you've been living under a rock and haven't been living under a rock, y'all might have heard about the baseball player Adam LaRoche, I believe that's his last name, a Chicago White Sox player, retired at the age of 36. And the excuse he gave is because he couldn't bring his son to the clubhouse every day. Now, I've been out of school for 20-something years now, and I don't recall my parents getting to take us to work every day when we were kids. It was at the special occasions where we went with our parents, or we went with an aunt or uncle or something like that, every now and then, you know what I mean? So, yesterday, everybody was singing his praises. A very, very, very small group of people were critical of him. Now, those of us who pay attention to sports know that if a player has a bad season, or a player gets tired of playing, or they want to cash in, they use any excuse in the book. They won't necessarily go and say the exact reason why. And I think using your child is kind of low, but okay, fine. Well, I'm going to play this segment, and God, on this image right here, I want you to listen to what he's going to say in his tone. But I want this to the sports commentator, because this is very rare in Chicago sports for sports commentators to really, really critique white players, whether they be here or national, unless it's a John Rocker type of character. But still, they don't blast in the way blast black ball players or management. But check this out.
Thank you.
Yes. Turn to Mark for Sports, another installment of Kidgate.
I tell you, grown men acting like 14-year-olds. That's just going to go on forever. Just like it still appears to me that Adam LaRoche used this whole no kid in the clubhouse thing as a weird excuse to retire, it feels like the rest of the Sox.
You heard what he said? He said Adam LaRoche used his kid in the clubhouse thing as his excuse to retire. Now, this is a white guy saying this, and Mark Giangreco been doing sports ever since I was a little boy. He's been doing sports for a long time. I mean, he was doing sports when I was in first, second grade, man. I mean, he's been doing Chicago sports for a minute. Okay? And when you have a white guy like Mark Giangreco who's outlasts a lot of sports guys, him and Dan Roan at WGN have outlasted a lot of them. And they start criticizing, something ain't right. But let me write that part again so you guys can hear it.
Forever. Just like it still appears to me that Adam LaRoche used this whole no kid in the clubhouse thing as a weird excuse to retire, it feels like the rest of the Sox are now using the issue to show what appears to have been a long-standing disdain for Kenny Williams. LaRoche finally tweeting today, Ken Williams recently advised me to significantly scale back the time that my son spent in the clubhouse. Later, I was told to not bring him to the ballpark at all. Obviously, I expressed my displeasure toward the decision to alter the agreement we had reached before I signed with the White Sox. Upon doing so, I had to make a decision Do I choose my teammates and my career, or do I choose my family? The decision was easy, but in no way does it reflect how I feel about teammates, manager, general manager, or the club's owner, Jerry Reinsdorf. But Jesse Rogers has a lot more.
Well, Mark, this controversy isn't going away anytime soon. The day started with Sox star pitcher Chris Sale accusing Kenny Williams of lying to him and his teammates about Adam LaRoche and his son.
Lying. Plain and simple. We got bold-faced lied to by someone we're supposed to be able to trust. You can't come tell the players it was the coaches and then tell them.
Now, let me tell you something. As long as I've been working, I've never seen an adult get to take their son or daughter to their place of employment every day, unless they was a motherfucking owner. And that's a whole different scenario. These guys are ball players. Now I'm going to do the thing white folk do to us. I'm going to analyze what they analyze us. It's a privilege that he had his son with him during that time. Yesterday, people thought, well, his dad did it with him. A privilege. Now, if I'm not mistaken, shouldn't that boy be in school? We're not. It's March. It's March. Unless this kid is homeschooled still, there are laws. Why would you want your son in a fucking clubhouse with grown-ass men? So, let me get this straight. The only way for this dude to pitch is to get his way and say, stump his feet, I want my son there. Now, I guarantee you Jerry Reinsdorf said something. Because Jerry Reinsdorf is a rat. Now, if y'all don't know who Jerry Reinsdorf is, if he owned the Sox, he also owned Chicago Bulls. This is the same Reinsdorf who had Jerry Krause and them screw over Michael Jordan and them. Now, some people say, consider how coolish Michael Jordan is, he deserved it. He got played. He thought he had some place in the Bulls organization. Nah, they didn't put him in the position. They put John Paxson, even though Michael made the Chicago Bulls a worldwide success. Even though Michael, it wasn't for Michael's name in '97, yes, the arena that the Bulls currently play in was built off Michael. Matter of fact, because of Michael Jordan's star power and Oprah Winfrey, the gentrification of the Chicago west side started to take place. In parts of the north side, parts of the south side, but the west side very dramatically. I guarantee you, some players in the Sox, people in the Sox, they said, you know, it's cool to have a little kid around. It was cool for a while, but you need to curve it back. I give this as a summer. Give the kid a little leeway. But this is March. Why would you want your son or a bunch of grown-ass men? See, this is how white kids, they get indoctrinated. They be too grown for their own good. This is why you be like, how do the kids be into politics that deep at the age of 5? Do they get 10? I'm conservative. I'm not Republican. I'm Democrat. Oh. I laugh at this shit. Kenny is a boss. If Kenny says scale that shit back, yes, okay, Mr. Williams. But you get Chris Sale a picture talking about his boss. Kenny is his boss. These are the motherfuckers that say yeah or nay. But see, white people are going to come to the defense of these two. I saw it in the media yesterday. I saw it. But y'all criticize Steph Curry about his daughter coming to a fucking press conference. And she only did that a handful of times. This dude's son, he was with his previous team. And the team before that, son was there. Come on, man. Come on. Now, I understand fathers want to be in their sons and daughters' life. I get that. It's cool if you want to be the bad boy. They even gave him a motherfucker a locker next to his father. But dude had a bad season last year. And a lot of these guys reach a certain age, they don't want to play anymore. Or they know they can't play, so they want to get out, and they want to go out on a so-called high note. But the motherfucking pitcher talking about your boss to the media Then they got a shirt. He got the guy that said he was retiring shirt up next to him. So he basically said, "I'm standing with my white guy." That's unity. You throw your boss under the bus. But see, that is the White Sox. That is the South Side team. Fuck it, it's a Chicago thing. Anytime there's a black person in charge of the team or a star player, these white guys huff and puff and they make shit up. I'm telling you, Chicago. I keep telling y'all, Chicago's a weird. If anybody ever come to Chicago and study Chicago, outside Chicago, you'll see what I'm talking about. You get mad over somebody else's decision. Man, Kenny Williams, man, he may retire. Obviously, the guy didn't think enough about his teammates. So, you know what, son? Let's just scale it back just a little bit. I chose family over my team. And y'all mad at Kenny? You should be mad at your teammate. They said, y'all, fuck y'all. If my son can't come in here and he can't get to do it, no other child's doing it. I'm pretty sure a lot of men and women want their kids around them every day, showing them about a business or showing how they do their job. But it's not practical. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with my parents' job, but I didn't want to go there every goddamn day. Most kids are thinking about playing baseball. So you know what it is, son, jockeying for a fucking position. Get a certain age, you know. I'm working with coordinate with the Sox or whatever team he goes to. You motherfuckers trying to do a back end. I know what they trying to do. This is why y'all sit there and say, why is baseball so fucking white? It went backwards. It went in reverse. I remember when I was a kid, there were black players. And somewhere around 1987, 88, you start seeing the shift. They start going to Dominican Republic. They said, they niggas, but we could show them niggas. Now what it is, this is what they don't like. And go back to the beginning of this video. Black men got that kind of power in the organization. Outlast a lot of the team changes and shit. And he fucking that. Come on. But let's keep him motherfucking real. And you see how she's sitting. How many images you see black men sitting there, sitting like on a woman looking at him doleful like, don't think they ain't think that's lost on them. Let me play the rest of this. And I want to listen to everybody.
Coaches, it's the players, and then come in and say something completely different. If we're all here to win a championship, this kind of stuff doesn't happen. It was definitely one of the most interesting meetings I've ever been in. Can you describe the tone of it? It was entertaining.
Did you ever have an issue with it to the extent that Drake was there?
No, he's a great kid. I mean, Hallie's probably more mature than most of the guys in there. If we're truly here to win a championship and come together and play as a team and win as a team, these issues don't come up. It's just unfortunate, somebody walked out of those doors the other day and it was the wrong guy.
Now, in response to Sal, Williams put out a statement saying he disagreed with his pitcher's assertions, but certainly appreciated the passion. I ran into Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner, a few moments ago. He said several players have asked to meet with him. He's still deciding on a course of action.
Several players asked to meet with the owner. The owner. Hey, boss, we can't stand playing for this nigga. This nigga said something totally different. This nigga gotta go. Now, let me tell you something. Kenny Williams outlasts a lot of the change up in there. He was instrumental in the Sox getting these guys getting where they at. Normally, white folks don't get in front of the cameras and badmouth ownership and management. Blacks damn shit don't do it. But when a white man does it, it's a level of disrespect. This motherfucker talking about, this is his boss. This shit ain't cute. Now, I wasn't going to do this story because I thought it was a done story. I just had my opinions and dude wanted to retire. Because there have been quite a few ball players over the years, white ball players, that retire when their career start. They can't throw a hit a certain way. He could have milked it, could have played another year or two. But he used his son as an excuse. But you got people mad at Kenny for he said scale it back. If your boss tell you to do something, you're under contract, you gotta respect it. That's not your fucking team. And I guarantee he came from Omen. I guarantee he came from Reinsdorf. We want to meet with Reinsdorf. You jumping over your boss head. Now, let me tell you something. Reinsdorf, like I said, if he fucked over Mike, ain't no telling you fuck over Williams. Well, you got white sports commentators in Chicago saying this is bullshit. You know something ain't right. I'm telling y'all what it is. The idea of this black man telling these white guys what to do. I'm telling you this political climate. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. If y'all have, let me do this to y'all. If y'all think I'm exaggerating about the racism in Chicago sports media, I want you to do me a favor. Click on the current roster of all the major league teams in the major sports teams in Chicago. Look at their pictures and look how many, count the white guys in coaching. Okay, the team doctors and the players. Then you get back to me and tell me that I'm making this shit up. I know better. Like I said, everybody's like,
From Sox Camp, Jesse Rogers, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, just by the way.
Now, let me say this again. Everybody made a big deal about this. They was complimenting him, saying he want to be with his son. He left the game to be with his son. Let me tell you something. Dude didn't want to play no more. Or dude didn't like the fact that a black man told him that you couldn't do something. These your boss. If he telling you not to come, not bring your son to so much. I mean, this is spring training. I can see it just the regular season, kid out of school, and he say, hey, Kenny, Mr. Williams, he said, I don't like to bring my son. Can he be a bat boy, or can he help out the team and whatnot? I don't see what the big deal is, and the coaching style is okay with it. But this spring training, kid supposed to be in school somewhere, and you bitching about it, and you got your teammates like, I just can't believe somebody tells one thing to another. How you want to win a championship? No, you shut the fuck up and let Kenny and LaRoche deal with this. This is not just gonna have nothing to do with you. You step up and you do your thing. Now, what it is that a black man is a position of authority. You see how they disrespectful to black men in management and ownership or that type of level. Now, everybody made a big thing about a little girl coming to a goddamn press conference, which she didn't come to every day. It was a fucking press conference. Now, Riley Cooper was in the locker room with her father, excuse me. I would say that's inappropriate. Your little girl you see no naked ass man walking around cursing and doing God with those what in that setting. Little kids should stay little kids as possible. I didn't want to go hang around my dad when he was talking to his male friends or acquaintances. And they want to do that. Children stay in the children's place. What it is, white folk want to tell their bosses. See, they get a kick out. I told my fucking boss what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do. White guy don't have to say shit. Look at all the NBA players that was critiqued for just standing up to being men. It wasn't no children involved for them being men, and they got roasted in the media. I knew Kenny. I knew what I heard. I said Kenny gonna like the bad guy in this one. But I intentionally wasn't going to do no story. But when I keep hearing people talk about it and then hear this motherfucker sit there and say, hey, we were lied to. It's not your son. Shut your ass up and play your position that you was hired to motherfucking play. If I can see if his son's a bat boy, and they say, oh, we don't want your son doing this after this kid and poured his heart into it. I get it. I know when I was a kid, I wanted to be a bat boy. But those are jobs that either the players' children get or white kids that live in the neighborhood know somebody get. This is one of the reasons why I stopped watching Major League Baseball. Because of the open racism and disrespect that black men get in Major League Baseball. Dude just wanted to retire. He didn't want to play no more. When he didn't like Kenny Williams, and that's probably why Kenny Williams said something. But I guarantee it wasn't just Kenny Williams, but Kenny took it upon himself like, I'll say something. Have you ever heard Kenny Williams speaking? It's like, we'll go do this and blah, blah, this and that. See, I know about the sports teams in the Chicago area. When white players come in, they say whatever the fuck they want to say. I remember it was a Chicago Bull player, a hack, was talking shit about he wanted to kill Michael Vick. Talking shit about President Obama. Yeah. I'm telling y'all right now, the motherfucker didn't want to play and use his son's excuse. I mean, I put in my contract and my son get to come. Wow, man. That's something. I mean, how many people can sit there and say, "Hey, you're gonna hire me, and you're gonna let my child come here with me every day"? Little boy shouldn't be somewhere reading a fucking book somewhere. It's March. It's not May. It's March. It's not June. It's March. It's not July. It's March. It's not August. It's March. But you get that, and the reporters are so happy to cover it. And then Reinsdorf, yeah, they said they want us to meet with Reinsdorf. Oh, wow. Let me say this: if Kenny Williams resigned, they tell you the power of a white ball player, and they tell you that a black man in sports ain't got not a leg to stand on. Hell, even Ray Rice didn't talk shit about his team after they cut his throat. Hell, it's very rare black ball players, whether it be baseball, football, or basketball, talk about the teams and former teams they played with, even if they was mistreated or ignored or taken advantage of. Well, look how people got mad at Michael Jordan with that last retirement when he got in the Hall of Fame or whatever, is when he called out how he was treated. And people thought Mike was, well, you're the greatest ball player. Nah, y'all don't realize Michael made more money out of endorsements. He didn't make shit with the Bulls. And considering what he did for it, look, I hate Michael Jordan personally, his off-court persona. He's an arrogant motherfucker. But the team that you made, the league that you made, if it wasn't for Robert Johnson only buying us a team and selling them, Mike would have never been a product. Remember the Washington Wizards and the guy told Mike, hey, you come in and do this for the next season or two, and you get up and be up in decision making. And one of the guys said, I never promised you that. This is my team. I never said that. But Michael never came out of retirement. They had to coerce Mike out. I mean, just think about it. Mike was gone 3 years. Mike probably could have got another season out of them legs, 2 seasons out of them legs, won a championship if they really wanted to. See, when you're a black man in this country, you always gonna be looked upon as a boy. I mean, I ain't never seen black players disrespect the ownership like that, or management like that. I mean, they might say, hey, I want to get a trade, but they never get in front of the players and get that comfortable. They call their boss a liar. This is why I'm telling y'all, Major League Baseball. Look what this gonna remind me how they just did the little leaguers. How the white man got mad because the little black kids was winning, and he couldn't stop traveling outside the area, following people home. And what did they do? What the fuck did they do to them little boys? What it is, the idea of taking orders from a black man piss you off. You don't like it, so you pout. I quit. I'm telling y'all, that's part of it. But I guarantee another part is who he fucking. He's fucking that? He's my boss and he's going on, and she's on TV and he's fucking that? Oh my gosh. This nigga got an office position. He telling me what the fuck he do. I guarantee it. Now, let's play devil advocates for a second. Kenny could be an asshole. He can very well be what they say he is. He can very well have reneged on something. He very well can be that asshole. Their brothers, they got some jobs and some positions that'll cut your throat, but it's very rare they fuck with white people like that. They fuck with another black person before they fuck with white folk. Now, Kenny could probably thought, I've been here for a while. I know Jerry, I know the owner. He likes me. At least he thinks he likes him. I can go and talk to him and say this and whatnot. Now, how we don't know it wasn't the coaching staff that said, hey, Kenny, that little kid is in the clubhouse entirely too much. Why don't you mention something to him? But that happens too. White people would have a problem with another white person or maybe a black person that's popular, and they go around the way to go get their boss. Say, hey, boss, sir, ma'am, you know, such and such is doing. He's a good guy, or you know, he need to reel him in a little bit. I'll talk to him, and then when you got to talk to him, now you left out there by yourself. Oh, I've been in that situation before. Hey Harvey, such and such is not doing such a good thing. And maybe because you know maybe you're a guy, and, you know it's a black thing. Like it's also a black thing. Okay. And you try to tell your black employees, don't look, man, y'all, I'm in an awkward position. I'm trying to make sure y'all get your raises and your uniforms, and y'all got days off on the schedule. You got to be fair with you guys. But I need y'all to work with me a little bit. You know, Uncle Tom. Wait a minute, but I'm trying to tell you what these people are trying to do to you. Then when they get ready to fuck me over, then they start from man Harvey, man. They doing this. I'm like, I tried to help you, but you guys fucked me over by cutting my throat. Now the white folk, they getting them out. Hispanics getting them hours now. Now y'all can't pay for your go on your dates to go out and buy your Jordans and shit, or go on your proms and shit. Now I warned you. See, when you're a black man in a position of authority or perceived authority or have power, perceived power, there's always gonna be that white man or white woman under you that don't like you. And if you piss off one of their partners, they gonna tag team. They're gonna be like, one of the twin powers, activate. Shape of a KKK member. Shape of a burning cross. Now y'all say, Harvey, you don't know these guys. You assume. Just listen to his tone. That's a tone. That tone I recognize as a black man. When a white man don't like the way a black man has did him or his buddy, they get very, very cocky. And if you don't believe me, let's play. I want to that motherfucking tone again.
And his son.
Lying. Plain and simple. We got both.
About Adam LaRoche and his son.
Lying. Plain and simple. We got bold-faced lied to by someone we're supposed to be able to trust. You can't come tell the players it was the coaches and then tell the coaches it's the players and then come in and say something completely different.
Now you said the coaches and then it's the players. I'm telling you what happened. I'm gonna tell you. He said you can't tell us the coaches and the players. Now I guarantee you, some players probably was uncomfortable with it. Went to the coach. Coach said something. Well, we'll go to Kenny. Kenny, and Kenny said, "Let me go take care of it." I'm telling y'all what happened. I'm telling y'all, and now you got 5 guys want to meet with the owner. Wait a minute, you finna jump past everybody. You finna go to the owner. You ain't supposed to get that close to the motherfucking owner. So they finna tag team Kenny. Don't be surprised if Kenny resigns or they say we're parting companies right now. We're going into a new direction. Now if they don't, that means Jerry got confidence in Kenny. But if they do, they tell you the power of the white man.